What's up, guys? Legacy 4x4 here, back again. This time I'm just doing the final tune-up, checking the engine and everything. So a quick checklist of what I've done. I've installed the new 355 that I built like a month ago. You can see the episodes on my channel. I've just had it all running. I broken the cam. I went ahead and just bought a new Edelbrock carb, not because I'm too stupid to rebuild the carb, but just because I have Edelbrock valve covers and an Edelbrock air filter. So, I just kind of felt like, just throwing at this point, I've spent so much time and money. It's been like 6 months and, thousands of dollars I've thrown at this Jeep, and I've still yet to take it off-roading. I've still yet to daily drive it, yet to get it registered. So at this point, where I'm at, I'm comfortable spending money for new parts that I know are going to be reliable. That way I can just keep throwing new parts at it until it works. At least that's the goal. So yeah, I'm gonna get to installing this new starter. I'm actually gonna shim it right this time, so if it engages the flywheel properly. And then I'm going to throw the new Edelbrock on, hook everything up. We'll get it timed, actually set total time and everything. So, all right, got the new starter installed. I'm just checking on clearances right now. In case you're wondering, what's the Power Master 180 foot-pounds of torque starter? But I managed to get my paper clip into the gap between the ring gear and the flex plate. I got barely any play, which is about what you'd expect, but there is a gap between the ring gear and flex plate, so I think I'm good with just one shim. I thought I'd need two, but I think I'm all right. So yeah, I'm going to finish wiring it, and starter will be good. All right, starter's in. I had some problems with the original bolts from the carb mounting bracket. So the original bolts were they're getting stuck and kind of jammed in there, and they weren't really playing nicely, and they were kind of tearing up the threads. So I just went and got some 5/16 18 coarse thread. I just got a whole stick of it, or like 2 feet of it. Gonna make my own mounts for them. Screw that in, mounted like brand new screws and everything, so that's new. And the carburetor should be in, and then it's just a matter of plug and play. All right, new bolts are in. I used a very underrated tool that I sometimes use, but definitely not enough. One of those universal sockets where you push it in and the pegs get caught to turn it in. And for these, where I didn't want to damage the threads because they were brand new, just jam it in and then get them as hand tight as you can on each one. And that's how I tighten these without damaging the threads. All right, new carb installed. I'm not going to show you guys how to. I figure if you're watching these kind of videos, you probably know how to do all this stuff. But it's the Edelbrock Performer. So now, I used to have a Holley 650 on her, but I ended up going Edelbrock because, I don't know if you can tell, but valve covers, I got a Performer intake, and then added Edelbrock air filter. So I just, why not? Also, new parts help it run. So I got that all installed. She's looking pretty. She's looking shiny. Engine bay's looking pretty good. I'm going to clean up these screws and paint the top of this, or the bottom of this hood real quick, just because I'm here and it's irritating me. Oh, we're feeling good. We're feeling good. I painted the hood, that'll dry. It'll dry smoothly, I promise. I'm a great painter. But that was sarcasm. But I'll probably go over that middle part where it's a little too glossy again with some matte black. Maybe tomorrow, but that's good enough for now. Professionally rebuilt. And you guys want to hear something? Alright, y'all. New update on getting tuned and time and everything running. I'm going to replace the spark plugs. Some of them looked a little grimy, some of them check the health of it, which has been running for a little bit now. I'm going to change the whole distributor, new cap, new coil. Alright, got my plugs out. Don't mind that one that was off. I cracked one, remember? So reading the plugs, they all look a little burned, white, so either, I guess I'll show you the other ones. Either it's running too lean, not too much air, not enough gas, or the timing's too far advanced. I think it's probably a combination of both. Because like I said, timing's been giving me trouble since it was a new block. When I first got it, it had a timing cover that had 12 o'clock timing on it, but I think it's supposed to have 2 o'clock timing on it. Top to center was at 2 o'clock when I built the engine. But it just didn't seem like it was running quite right at the 2 o'clock position, so I had it too far advanced, I think, because I was timing by ear because I didn't have I didn't have a tab that fit. But now I got my 2 o'clock timing tab on. I'm going to find top to center again, put the new distributor in, set initial timing right, and hopefully time it properly, you know, so it runs right. All right, guys, new distributor and everything's out of the package. Old one's on the table. So the distributor I've been running is HEI, so high energy ignition distributor. So the coil is built into the cap, so it's like an all-in-one system. There's not a separate coil. And this new one I got actually has a super cap. I really don't know the difference between a regular cap and a super cap, but it gets 65,000 volts for ignition, which is super good. So I think the stock one I had was 40,000. So, you know, better and better. It's not gonna hurt anything, you know. But also, I found out one of the reasons why it wasn't running is probably missing a little bit. Let me just show you guys this real quick on the rotor. You guys see that right there on the rotor? That's the connection that the cap makes to the rotor when it spins, and that is legit. That is the connection between the rotor and the cap. So like the whole ignition system connects through that piece to pass current through it, right? And that was broken off at some point. I'm not sure when, not sure how it was running. So there's barely a connection being made between the rotor and the cap. So that was probably a problem. I could replace that, but I have this whole new distributor anyways, so I'm not gonna replace it. Also higher voltage than the new one. But the new one, as you can tell, the rotor's in great shape. It's funny because it's brand new. I'm going to pre-lube the gear just because I'm OCD about that. Put the cap on, transfer the wires over, and get it installed. In case you want to know what the problem most likely is, knock on wood, but it was my first time building this engine, as you guys saw. First time lashing valves, and I think I only turned 180 degrees. I only did one full rotation, not two full rotations of the crank, and it appears I did not get some of the valves to zero lash before I gave it the half turn that I gave them. So this time, let's see, you know, good, you know, good, you know, good, you know, it's there, good, not the best, and check this bad boy out. Yeah, crazy vertical movement. That's my bad. I didn't set those to zero lash, so I watched a few more YouTube videos. I figured that was the problem. That's why we're backfiring. If I could put $1,000 on it right now, I would, which I need to because I dropped a lot of money in this wagon recently. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the other valve covers off, relash these valves, do it properly, and I'll be back. All right, all the valves, all the rockers are now loose, so they're all able to, or I'm able to spin all the push rods, so I know I'm not even close to zero lash on any of them right now. So what I'm gonna do is tighten them all until there's zero lash with the push rod, you know, until they're pushed down all the way and there's no vertical movement. So I'm going to turn the crank quarter turn after I tighten all of the push rods so there's zero lash, and that's going to, you know, allow each of the each of the valves to open and close and fully go through their cycles. So I'm gonna keep doing that until every single push rod, every single rocker, every single valve is lashed properly. Then I'm gonna give them all, I'll probably do 3/4 of an extra turn because I really want this to run. When I built this, I built it for reliability. Remember, I didn't build it for power. It wasn't an engine that I'm going to be making a lot of power out of. So 3/4 is going to be plenty reliable. It's hopefully going to result in me not having to do this again, not having to lash the valves again. It's not like you can go all the way up to one full turn, you know, if you really wanted to just, you know, beat around. But I'm going to do 3/4. It should run fine on that, and then we'll finish tuning up from that point forward. All right. One hot, sweaty day later, or like really like hour and a half later. New valve covers are painted, back on. Valves are lashed properly. I went ahead and I only did a half a turn after zero lash. You know, whatever, because I don't know, because I might have over tightened them just like a tad, just to be safe. So half a turn really equates to like 3/4 a turn at the end of the day. But everything's back in the engine bay. No exhaust on it because I took the old system off. Because I bought headers, so I can't even test it right now.